Hey everybody, I'm Arglefump. This is episode 4 of Great Ace Attorney Adventures. We are now in court! So we finished our investigation, now we're gonna go to trial. Yeah, Susato's got a great point, Ryonosuke. You're a lawyer. You specifically came to England to be a lawyer. It makes sense that you would be in court a lot. Yeah, well, it is pretty intense for our friend. The guy with the long name. Not a long name. This guy, Suseto Natsume. I think that's his name. Let's take a look at it. Soseki. You know, they keep switching back and forth between his first name and his last name, and it throws me off. Alrighty. So his eyes don't really look all that bloodshot, do they? His eyes look normal, which is to say they're kind of weird anyway. I mean, he's kind of got giant eyes. So this case is called the case of the clouded Kokoro, and I don't know what a Kokoro is. I looked it up on the internet, and all I found were pictures of anime girls. And I'm pretty sure it's not a reference to some sort of anime. Anyway, this guy screams a lot. You know, he reminds me of case number 3, or is it case number 2? I think it's case number 2 of the Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, the one with Mask to Mask, because we had a very similar defendant in that case. He would do the same thing this guy does, which is he just screams a lot and makes weird poses while he's screaming. Ah! And it's like, oh, I don't know if it's supposed to be a joke or not. It just seems odd. So there's a lot of people watching here. Are they all here because, you know, they're part of the Van Zieks' fan club because he's just so handsome? Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Okay. Well, that explains why there's a huge audience. I mean, this is his return to court after several years. It's very weird, too, that he should go up against me twice in a row, right? Right? I mean, that should only make it more exciting to the people in the audience. Especially what happened after trial, the last trial. That was wild. You know, I don't really think this is a mundane case. Yeah, I know for you it's very, very important, but it doesn't seem like it's a complicated murder like the previous case. It was, you know, a murder out in the middle of the open, in like a field. Not like these weird locked room mysteries like the 2 previous ones. No, I'm not friends with Van Zieks. I mean, I wonder if some of the newspapers are saying this is sort of like a grudge case. Like Van Zieks is purposely taking this case just to destroy Ryonosuke and get revenge for the McGilded trial. And Ryonosuke, of course, does have terrible luck. He always seems to get these... he either gets accused of murder himself, or gets clients that just happen to find themselves in situations where they look super-duper guilty. Locked room murder mysteries, like I said, where there's always somebody hidden inside this locked room, or a secret way inside the locked room. It's craziness. Anyway, we're gonna be on your side, Mr. Natsume. Just try not to scream too much during the trial. I think you'll be fine. In fact, maybe you shouldn't say anything at all, Mr. Natsume. Yeah, I'm still not sure what they're going for with Mr. Natsume. Like, he's a very literary person, and he's occasionally making literary references. That was a pretty good joke there. It's like, do literary people take everything literally? But he's also screaming and like, very shaky and timid. It's, Like, if I was supposed to do a joke version of an English professor, it would not be anything at all like this guy. I mean, I would have he lives in a room where there are just mountains and mountains and mountains of books. Like, that's a pretty good joke if we're having a joke English professor. But the other aspects of this character... Maybe those English professor jokes don't work so well. I guess if, you know, this game was originally done in Japanese. So, maybe Japanese literature professors are different from English literature professors. Old Strongheart told me all about you. You arrived here 2 days ago. You have a point, just because I'm not a lawyer back home. But of course, I suppose you're trying to help out your friend, because he's also Nipponese. That's something else I looked up on the internet. That's a fancy name for Japan, Nippon. It's a more formal name they use for their country. Sort of like how, you know, in the United States of America, you could say United States or America or United States of America. Those are both acceptable names. Yes, the previous trial is very dark, with a tragic conclusion. We got a not guilty verdict, but our client, Mr. McGilded, died, like, less than an hour later. Okay, so both sides are in fine fettle, whatever a fettle is. Let's put our fettle to the metal, and, let's see. Wait a minute, I know you! What are you doing in the jury, fair play? I don't know you. Okay, she's a ruthless woman. Peace-loving fellow. I think I know you. Aren't you the landlord's wife? Yeah, Joan Garadeb. Joan and John. That's so cute. Their names are matching. Wow, that guy looks angry. And this guy is old. Oh, why is there an extra juror? Last time we only had 5, now we have 6? What's up with that? Shouldn't it be illegal for like somebody who's involved in the case to be one of the jurors? This is highly questionable. Okay, but why would he stab an innocent woman he doesn't know when she's just walking down the street? Oh, come on! Stop being racist! Just because he's Japanese doesn't mean he's guilty. Alrighty. Okay, so Inspector Gregson. This guy. I think Detective Gregson's... Inspector Gregson, sorry. He's okay-ish? He doesn't seem like a very interesting character. Like, the main thing that makes him interesting is that he's from the Sherlock Holmes stories, but they had to change his name, and so it kind of ruins all the interest. Oh no. So the victim in a coma, and they don't know who she is. It's going to make it very hard for us to determine whether or not she has some relation with the defendant. Yeah. I don't think the prosecution needs to provide a motive, though. The evidence against our defendant is pretty solid. Okay, so it happened on the pavement, running alongside Briar Road. Very wide, because horses show up there. Miss Green, walking down the street. Approached from behind by the accused, because he lives in the house on the left-hand side of the screen. I wonder why he's walking on that side of the road instead of walking on the side of the road with his house. I do know British people drive on the left side of the street, so maybe that's why he was doing that. He was going with the traffic? I don't know, was that the rule back in the 1800s? Did they ride their horses on the left side of the street? It is definitely a horse-drawn carriage area, as we know. So, I have that here, removed from the victim's back. Man, yeah, there's an evil stabber on the loose. It's like Jack the Ripper. Oh man, are we gonna have to fight Jack the Ripper? That would be an awesome trial. Of course, there was another, like, British villain at that time, which people don't talk about. It's like... It's, what do you call it? I'm gonna take a look at the evidence. It's something like Spanking Tom. Something like that. It came before Jack the Ripper, and what he did was he would grab women on the street and spank them. That's it. Okay. So I'm not seeing any blood on this weapon. Clearly it's been cleaned off. I guess we can't talk about it. Interesting. We can't talk about that knife. Okay, young woman unconscious after stab wound to the back. Stout build. Unconscious, name gleaned from personal effects. So did she have like a purse or something? Assailant was seen running away by an officer. The officer could be Raleigh Beat. Could be. Alright. And here's the receipt showing, hey, he just purchased books from the store. So she's a poor student. So why would one student rob another student? I mean, if they're both students. Like it could be, hey, she refused to go out on a date with me, so I killed her. Or is that what we're saying? Because, victim never leaves his room. No connection between him and the victim. Yes, that's right. That's right. That should be a point in my favor, Your Honor. There's no motive, huh? It's totally unjustified that you arrested him.
Objection!
Dude, be careful with the wine. Yeah, I mean, they do have a good cause to arrest him. He was seen at the crime. We're gonna have testimony about that. In fact, we already have evidence about it. I was just looking at it. Speaking of evidence, let's look at the final thing of evidence. It's just the map. It's just the map. Okay, cool. That's all. All right, so let's get this testimony. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, when the incident occurred, unusually light fog. Visibility reasonably good. Nobody else around but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind, collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. His belongings being a number of old books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookstore. Well, we just had to figure out who the books belonged to. And hey, we found him. His books were left at the scene of the crime. That's why they accused him. Whoa, is this a color photograph? A color photograph? Oh my goodness. Oh. Can we have the photograph added to evidence? Are these maybe the wrong books? I mean, that's the only thing I can think about. Like, if the books have the wrong title. It doesn't look like we can zoom in on the books. Let's go back to that book list. So, picture of Monsieur Lecoq, a Milford Jorbereau, and Canterbury Leanings. Those 3 books? Okay, the defendant has admitted he was there, right? He's not denying that. Yeah, you could see her in front of him. And he was right behind, not behind her, he was passing her on the side. She screamed and fell over, and so he just threw his things down and ran away. He should have mentioned he was holding books at the time. That would have helped. So the defendant saying he just fled the scene of the crime, that doesn't mean he committed the crime. You have to prove he did it, not that he was there. Although, yeah, the fact that no one else was around is pretty good proof. Now hold on a second. What if there is another person hiding somewhere? I mean, that's what it has to. That's what has to be the case, right? That's the only way we can get out of this. Okay. Well, we'll have to use the cross-examination to turn the tables.